over the fact that the government does not look after the old because they are seen as no longer productive members of the community. He suggested that the government use cash from past tax surpluses to help older individuals. Unfortunately, the response from the top was that this was a sentimental approach and would be a sure way to ruin Singapore. By 2030, 1 in 4 people will be over 65 years old. In East Asia, only Japan will have an older population than us. This demographic will increase dramatically the burden of healthcare costs on the younger generation. We at the SDP suggest co-payment between the healthcare user and the state, where both share the burden of the cost of treatment. Cost subsidies, not market subsidies, should be increased. MediSave and MediShield are not enough, especially when you read the fine print of when the funds can be used and for what specific treatment. Many conditions must be met before you qualify for MediFund. These conditions discourage many needy sick people from seeking the help they need. I remember a time when public health care in Singapore was affordable and accessible. Medical care must be made affordable for Singaporeans again. My Holland Bukit Timah teammate, Mr. Tan Jee Se, has come up with a brilliant national regeneration plan for our economy. Please get a summary of this from our SDP booth before you leave. This includes a hospital regeneration component where we aim to add another 8,500 beds to public hospitals and double the number of healthcare personnel. Would you like a first world standard of healthcare in Singapore? Now let's talk about education. I am a teacher. I teach our young people English. When it comes to education, what reform is most needed? It is fun. Our young people need to find learning fun. The focus on academic results and comparative league tables ranked by MOE results in an onerous and pressurizing environment not only for our children and for their parents, but for our teachers as well. As Dr. Ang mentioned in a previous rally, a patient suffering from depression was prevented from returning to her studies as her principal was concerned her potentially poor results would bring down the ranking of the school. Is our system leading our principals to choose the wrong priorities for our children? What about the many children diagnosed with autism or learning disabilities? A good friend of mine was told by her pediatrician at her last baby checkup that her child might have hearing difficulties. Immediately, her heart sank as she realized no accommodation would be made in our unforgiving system for such children with special needs. She told me she was then determined to move to Australia should the diagnosis be confirmed. Yet many in Singapore have no such option. It is the height of irony that those in need of the most help in Singapore receive the least. Also, in a walkabout in the Holland Bukit Timah constituency, a young couple asked me if Singaporean children were allowed to go to international schools. What a stunning indictment of our education system. Now, in order for our children to grow up happy and confident, we have to avoid the very schools we grew up in. Preschools now cost up to $10,000 a year for 3-year-olds. In Singapore, now we have integrated programs for the top schools. What does that mean? It means that after PSLE, those who are good enough go to the IP schools. Sorry, hardly any places in these top schools will be available for other people after the O-levels. So now, the student's path to top junior colleges is decided for the child after primary 6. Who does this benefit? The government tells us many countries are learning from us how to teach maths. But my mother always told me, look at those who are ahead of you, not those who are behind you. So let us look to learn from Finland. According to Newsweek, Finland ranks at the top globally in education. There, class sizes are smaller. The teachers eat together with the students. Top graduates with master's degrees volunteer to become teachers. Children have no tests and exams until primary 5. And then the test results after that are known only by the teachers. We at the SDP promise to work towards the reduction of class sizes to 20 students in each class, or even fewer for those who need the extra attention. Each child is unique, and the teachers need to be able to know their pupils well in order to identify their strengths and weaknesses and help them accordingly. We believe, rather than merely subsidizing education, it should be provided free up to university level. For early childhood education, which is increasingly recognized as important, but where the range of providers is varied, a standard subsidy could be given for schools with fees capped at below a certain level. Children of single mothers should not be penalized any more than they already are by society. They should be included in government schemes for children's education. Bill Clinton, Barack Obama, and many other very successful people were children of single mothers. How many Bill Clintons and Barack Obamas have we left behind, Singapore? These measures would reduce substantially the burden on parents and children. The government likes to tell us that our people are our most valuable resource. It has not done enough to show it means this. With our proposed measures, that statement would finally mean something. I hope you have a better understanding of the vision that my teammates and I have for our nation's future. It is a vision of hope, where quality of life and the higher order needs of our people are not subsumed to the blind pursuit of GDP growth and GDP growth only. A future where no one, regardless of race, language, religion, or anything else, is left behind or excluded. A future where people are not afraid to speak their minds, to participate in government, and to take ownership of their personal role in society. I call this true prosperity. It is time to put fear behind us and walk boldly into the future of our choice. A future of peace, happiness, and true prosperity. Thank you.